Ever feel like you kind of have to like dumb yourself down at work, you know? Like almost like being good at your job is like a bad thing.
Aw.
It's a weird feeling, but this article actually talks about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For a growing number of people, they're calling them corporate refugees.
Interesting.
So we're going to deep dive into the rise of corporate refugees from the Contrarian HR. It was published on December 2nd, 2024.
Sounds fascinating.
It really is. It's wild stuff.
Yeah. So what is it about? What's the main point?
Well, they're saying these aren't just people quitting jobs,
Hmm.
They're like freeing toxic environments, places where skills and values, good things, are ignored,
Wow.
even suppressed.
Almost like punished for doing the right thing.
Yeah. And it's ironic because companies complain about high turnover
Right, right.
and they struggle to innovate, but then they push away the people who could help.
It's like shooting yourself in the foot.
Exactly. And the author actually left their corporate job because they felt pressured to conform, to ignore problems.
So they had to become incompetent to fit in.
Yeah, basically.
It's crazy how common that seems to be these days.
And the article argues that this is because incompetent companies prioritize survival over progress,
Interesting take.
because change threatens those in power, right?
Right.
So they resist it. Creates a system where incompetence thrives and competence is stifled.
Because it maintains that status quo, right? Keeps the same people in charge.
And it's not just some abstract idea.
Mm-hmm.
The author says they haven't looked up to a colleague since 2016.
Wow.
Think about that. When was the last time you felt inspired by someone at work?
That's a really good question. Makes you think.
And the article outlines differences between competent and incompetent companies. Like the author was saying, competent companies are open to feedback.
Okay.
They're willing to fix problems.
Uh-huh.
And they encourage learning and growth.
What about the other side? Incompetent companies. What do they do?
Well, they cling to the status quo,
Mm-hmm.
even when it's clearly not working.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that before.
And they see anyone who questions things or suggests improvements as a threat.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like a defense mechanism.
Protecting their own little world.
Exactly. And that's where this whole corporate refugee thing comes in.
Okay, yeah.
Because competent people are basically being forced out because they refuse to compromise.
Their values, their skills, their expertise.
Right. Or pretend to be less skilled than they are.
That's sad.
And get this, the author actually links to a video in the article.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it has advice on how to escape these environments.
I'd be really curious to see what they say.
Me too. I think
Yeah.
that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it offers some hope and actionable steps for people who feel trapped.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's see what it says about finding a workplace that values competence instead of, punishing it.
Absolutely. Let's jump into that video.
Okay, so this video, Stop Thinking Like an Employee, it really dives into the problem right away. Companies are hiring experts, but treating them like employees.
Ah, interesting.
And there's a huge difference.
Okay, so break that down for me.
Hmm.
What's the difference between like hiring for a job versus collaborating with an expert?
Well, think of it this way. When you hire for a job, you're kind of just buying someone's time and effort
Okay.
to complete tasks. But when you collaborate with an expert, you're tapping into their knowledge, their experience,
Right.
their ability to solve problems you might not even know you have.
So it's less about like checking boxes and more about leveraging that brain power to actually move forward.
Exactly. And competent companies get that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
give these experts freedom to operate.
Uh-huh.
Don't micromanage them or try to force them into that rigid structure.
It's like hiring a world-class chef and telling them how to make scrambled eggs.
Haha, exactly. You trust their expertise, right?
Yeah, of course.
You give them the space to do what they do best. And this ties back to what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Competent companies. They understand progress comes from embracing expertise, not fearing it.
But what about those of us who are stuck in those environments?
Right.
Like those soul-crushing jobs.
Yeah.
What does the author say about escaping? Like finding a company that actually gets it.
Well, the video really emphasizes doing your homework. Don't just jump at the first opportunity that comes along.
Yeah, research is important.
Research a company's culture, their values, their leadership style.
See if there are any red flags.
Yeah, look for those signs of a collaborative environment, one that's growth-oriented.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to ask tough questions when you're interviewing.
So it's not just about finding a job, it's about finding the right fit.
Yeah, a place where your skills and insights are appreciated.
Yeah, sought out even.
Exactly. And it leads to another point the author makes. It's not just about the company, it's about being the right person.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means constantly developing your skills, staying on top of things, being open to new
They're
ideas.
always growing.
Yeah, because competence isn't static. It's like a continuous journey of learning and growth.
It's a two-way street then, finding the right company and then being the most confident version of yourself.
Exactly. And that's one of the most empowering messages in this video.
Yeah.
It puts the power back in the individual's hands.
Yeah.
You're not a victim. You have the power to shape your own career and find a place where you can thrive.
And that brings us back to the heart of this whole discussion, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about corporate refugees or like competent versus incompetent companies. It's about recognizing competence is a superpower.
Yeah.
It unlocks potential, drives innovation.
Creates a better world.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, what would happen if we shifted our focus from rewarding mediocrity to celebrating excellence?
Like a big question, one worth exploring, though.
Absolutely. Because if we can create a culture that values competence, encourages risk-taking, embraces change, then we unlock potential that we haven't even begun to imagine.
And maybe, just maybe, those corporate refugees, they're no longer fleeing, but leading the charge towards a more competent and fulfilling future.
Wouldn't that be something?
It certainly would. And I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. But before we do, I want to leave you with a few thoughts. This whole idea, competence being a superpower, it really makes you think about the environments we create at work.
Yeah, how they can nurture it or just crush it.
Yeah. And I think it goes back to what we talked about before, that psychological safety thing.
Right, if you're always worried about messing up or getting in trouble for speaking up, you're never going to, reach your full potential.
It's like you're walking on eggshells, always looking over your shoulder, never really free to, experiment or try new things.
Exactly. And that fear of failure, it breeds mediocrity.
Because if you can't take risks, if you can't make mistakes and learn, how can you grow?
Right. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Companies create these environments where everyone's afraid to fail.
And then like, why isn't anyone innovating?
Exactly. And it's funny, those incompetent companies, the ones so afraid of change, they're the ones who are most afraid of failing.
Because anything new, any disruption, it threatens their little world.
Their carefully constructed world.
So how do we break this cycle? How we create workplaces where competence is valued, cultivated even?
I think it starts at the top with leadership.
Okay.
Leaders have to set the tone. They have to model the behavior they want to see. They have to be vulnerable, admit when they don't know something.
And encourage feedback, right? Like actually listen to people.
Exactly. And it's not just about talking the talk. It's walking the walk, creating systems that reward competence, that encourage risk-taking.
And celebrate people who are, brave enough to challenge things.
Yes. It's about changing the whole culture, from one of fear and blame to one of trust and collaboration. And that's not easy.
Especially in those big companies where the old ways of doing things are so ingrained.
It's like trying to turn a giant ship around.
But it's possible, right? I mean, the more we talk about this, the more people understand how important competence is, the more likely we are to see change happen.
I agree. And remember, this isn't just about companies, it's about all of us. We all have a role to play in, becoming more competent ourselves.
And finding those environments that appreciate it.
And helping create them for others.
So to all those corporate refugees out there, those who feel stuck, undervalued, don't give up. Your skills matter, your voice matters, your competence matters.
Keep learning, keep growing, keep searching for that place where you can truly shine.
And to those in charge, remember, actions speak louder than words. Create a culture of competence. Embrace change.
And watch your organization thrive.
That's it for this deep dive, everyone. We hope you found this conversation thought-provoking.
Maybe it even inspired you.
And remember, competence is a superpower. Let's use it to make the world a better place.